Supermalt has 20 essential vitamins and minerals. One supermalt a day gives you energy and vitality, improves your mental performance, and supports your immunity.
Wherever life takes you, home is who you share iftar with. Ramadan Mubarak from Tacha.
So waiting your weight with Heiko.
So it's sure a risky Phil Thursday. And with all those risky topics as well, Davido is definitely on point this time around because we have Tacha, who is calling out Nigerian fraudsters and claiming can terminate pointless side hustles. Well, she might have a point there, but we're diving right into it at this time because we're going to be starting with massive fire today, right? Because this one here is very rare for us to see somebody like Tacha. Yeah, simple Tacha who was in the BB Niger house at some point. It's so rare of a phenomenon to see Tacha come out and give her own standing point on crime. That is unlike Tacha, that is not even her memo. So I wonder what must have caused this. And because of that, we're diving right into it. So Tacha stepped out into the conversation again, and this time she's not holding back. She called out what she describes as pointless side hustles, especially among individuals involved in fraudulent lifestyles trying to repackage themselves as legit entrepreneurs. It doesn't stop there. You know this lady, right? Whenever she wants to go deep into somebody's matter, she just escalates it. All right, now this is the deep dive. What exactly is happening with Tasha is why we're here. We're seeing a rise in people who flash luxury lifestyles online, suddenly claim to be crypto gurus, open suspicious businesses overnight, sell fake mentorship programs. In the I am a trader, I trade, but you have to pay for the class first. And the question Tasha is asking is simple but powerful. Are these real hustles or just image management? You are hearing where the bagam came in, Abi. Hey, you at the back shouting bagam, it has landed. Yes, this is definitely that moment. Because in today's Nigeria, success is no longer just about having money. It's about showing money. Money now water. Now from too much showing that you have money. That was how that term was formed. Now tell me why in an economy like this, everybody or 80% of Nigerians are plunged into poverty, but we still have people flashing a certain kind of lifestyle in our faces and making us average Nigerians and Nigerians who are not yet at the level where all these people who are flashing these things feel bad. Yeah. Now, I like the fact that Tacha is calling out these things. You know why? Because it's been a long time coming, right? We've been looking for an excuse to keep quiet and then not call out these things that are plaguing society because what? We may have one or two people around us who partake in the same things, in the same ventures. And that is why it's a delicate topic, right? So we do not go and step on the toes that are close to us or the toes in the den. All right. Now, this is where it gets real. There's a dangerous shift happening where a lot of people think hard work is becoming too slow. Overnight success is being glorified, and fake lifestyles are becoming normalized. People now feel pressure to appear successful before they actually are. Like, what are you doing with Boropos, young man? As an artist, as a creative, you're wearing 5 gold chains that are probably fake. You got it from the Obwete main market. I am not saying the Obwete, people don't say original things, but you know my point, right? You are wearing 25 chains. I mean, even 2 chains, who is an artist, wears only 2. But you, upcoming artist, you're wearing 5, 6, 7, 29, 30 chains. Anyways, this is where we are in our society, and that's where this so-called side hustles come in. Not always to build wealth, but to justify wealth. Now, for my amazing people in the world, in Enugu, and of course beyond Africa, to join us on our YouTube channel, please join us right now on our YouTube Volt Express channel where everything hot is happening behind the scenes. And when I mean hot, I mean me giving you this hot gist. Yeah, so because Eba now walk steady. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you already know what time it is. The hotlines are open on 0706 048 5853. Or you can call me on 0915-570-8347. And for you out there who is murmuring that you never thought somebody like Tacha would make sense, I never thought so too, but it's a glad thing to witness. It shows that there's a shift in our society. Yes, normalcy seems to be returning. People are having shame again. and people are saying the truth again, especially when it suits their agenda. You understand what I did there? All right, let's go back to what's really been happening with Tasha and why this commentary is making waves. This issue goes beyond Tasha calling people out. It touches youth mindset, economic frustration, social media pressure, especially that economic frustration. Because where fraud begins to look like strategy and deception begins to look like branding, society starts losing its moral compass. We have an industry fueled by these individuals who are into this particular sort of venture, and we've not had a problem with it till it affects us directly. Numerous Nigerians, I must quote, have been scammed by your favorite artist, but the proof is not there. I'm not calling anybody's name, right? Because Kirikiri no far from Enugu. Yes. So I would tell you, Tacha is actually in the right place to call out these things because she's in the industry, she's an insider, she's seen these things happen, she's probably been affected as well because this is a lady who's spoken up about how she's lost a sister, not just losing her sister, she's also been scammed in one way or the other. So you can't even blame her for speaking out. Like me, who was affected by the people who go around and take people's property without them knowing, right? Right. Now, imagine Tasha, who is also going through this problem. Imagine her being scammed. And then when she tries to speak up, people are like, okay, Tacha, we don't think you have enough moral compass in you to be able to speak on topics like this. It is not right. Allow the girl speak. Even if she reverts back to her normal self, which is what we know her for. You know what we know her for. I'm not about to say it on air, but you know it. I know it. Let her speak on this one. It is quite delicate, but we'll address it because this is the big elephant in the room. Now, Enugu, talk to me real quick. Do you think Tacha is right? Are people using fake hustles to cover up fraud, or is she just being too blunt? Now, let me talk about the people who use Kafa, that's aspire to Maguire people. In the green life, I be in the what's the name of those people now? You know them. The ones that come with shoes that looks like it has spent like 20 decades in their wardrobe and they pull it out, blow air on it, and the whole dust just disappears. And then they come into your classrooms and tell you that they made $2 million in a past life. And in this current life, you know, the $2 million is not sufficient, but they believe in you. You know those people now, and you're laughing. It's not a joking matter because these are the kind of frauds we are facing now in reality. You go and you pay tremendous amounts for their PDF. And at the end of the day, you are not yet a millionaire after 8 months, 9 months, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. In short, 10 years pass, you are still in the same spot because you're looking for a get-rich scheme. And that is how all these fraudsters are birthed. Look at Chike, a whole intelligent artist got scammed of $70,000. What chance does the common man have? Right? Small debit alert I get 5,000 up on my account. My heart is doing beam, 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 beam. Now imagine somebody being scammed of their hard-earned life savings. Let's say you're being scammed of over 20 million naira. You're being scammed of over 100 million naira. But because you have friends who are into this kind of ventures, you cannot speak up. Because what? You dey fear say if you talk this kind of thing, hey, these friends around me, they go feel bad. You just disappear into thin air. Because you can speak up on things troubling you. Now, this is the point where we've gotten in society. And of course, we're addressing this because, you know, most of us here have either had situations where we're nearly scammed or actually scammed, right? But because of one thing or the other, maybe, you know, you have the spirit of let everything just pass away, you know, these things happen, it's Nigeria, people are hungry. If we continue to have that mindset, our youth will never get it right. On TV, we glorify these boys spraying a tremendous amount on visuals, on lifestyle. You know, you see a young boy walk into a car shop and the next thing he's speaking GLE and he says, Alhamdulillah, that he bought this from content creation. My brother, give us the blueprint to that content creating because me, I'm a content creator too. Me, I want to buy GLE, but not like this. GLE, you go GLE in less than 1 year of your content creation. Right? So let's really address this, right? Aside the fact that Tasha is speaking up against it, I want to hear your thoughts right here in Enugu. What are your take? Do you think Tacha is right calling out these people? Or are people using fake hustles to cover up fraud? Or is she just being too blunt? I think it's all three. But then I'll leave that to you to decide. And of course, remember today is a throwback feeling. We're giving you all the massive energy I can give. Meaning today, na me and you get some. Call me, let me know the kind of playlist you like, and I'll bet you I'll be playing it right here on Volt Express. And yes, Enugu people, how are we doing? It's throwback. Our Opadioko, is it in our bellies? Because I'm seeing a lot of wonderful faces in this town, but it feels like a slight chill is in the air because a lot of people now are going into the weekend, unsure about what the future holds. But I'm here to tell you, the future is bright. As long as you stand on the side of truth and you're going out there looking for your daily 2K honestly and earnestly, the future is very bright. And please, 2027, it can be brighter if you vote properly. If they give you spaghetti, they give you all these things, collect it, but vote the person that will move the country forward. Don't go and do Emiloko on nobody. It's not anybody's turn anymore. It's the turn of the people. All right? Now, let's take it up a notch with what's really happening across Tasha's statement, right? It's strange but true that a lot of people might not want to talk about this issue because of how delicate it is. But we'll be taking our first caller right here on Volt Express at the time. The numbers to dial are 0706 048 5853. Or you can call me on 0915 570 8347. Let's go right into it. Hello? Hello, good afternoon. Good afternoon. What's your name and where are you calling from? Innocent from MNA. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the Volt Express. All right, go right into it, Innocent from MNA. What song would you like? Marvelous who, sorry? Okay, Marvelous Venji. You have such a beautiful playlist. I'll play you Marvelous Benji New Dance. Would you like that one? All right, you want to hear two songs this morning? Amazing, amazing. And I'll be hoping to dance with you on the dance floor. I'll play you a song by Marvelous Benji titled New Dance. Would you like that one? Just a little? I had a feeling you like that one. I'll play you just a little as soon as we go on the break. All right, enjoy your Thursday, okay? You go be. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's go right back into the topics for today. And yes, it gives me joy to play you this amazing song. So keep those calls coming because Plantation Boys and Marvelous Benji will be coming on in a little while to blow us away. And yes, so this song by Plantation Boys titled Knock Me Off is definitely bound to knock us off our dancing shoes and of course into a more groovy, danceable floor. All right, let's dance right into it in the next topic because we have this fish pie seller who says gifts from Non's Mirage brought bad luck to him. All right. You see why they say to help people they hard. The ungrateful people no sabi show appreciation. Because this fish pie guy, he's been trending for a while. And not just trending, we've had situations with this guy where he's come out in a very unsettled look. And I think we had a period where Nigerians threw their weight behind him and said, you cannot live like this, and he got popular from doing that fish pie, buy your fish pie. You see this thing I'm talking about, how we make people popular in this country. Now, how did we come up to the point where we made a guy who sings fish pie, buy your fish pie so popular. Now he's going around spreading false narratives that the good luck Nigerians gifted him with turned into bad luck. We'll be taking more calls right here, then heading straight into the dance floor. Hello, good afternoon. Hello, good afternoon. Hello? Oh, please, dear caller, find a space where the network is flowing, okay? So I can hear you and you can hear me as well. I won't want you to waste your airtime, okay? So call me back as soon as the network clears up and I'll be here to pick it. The number to dial are 0706 048 5853. Or you can call me on 0915-570-8347. We'll be heading right into the break, and by the time we come back, we'll be touching this fish pie guy who is trending on our radar. Let's go right into it with Parcel by Fino Taking Charge. And mana, my guys na ba koroba, spending the money new kolota, una sana for watcha, buhumbe ski si bata imana. Sky na bata, if we get you pending, na bata, if it just be a papa, go see family, if you're papa, imana, me couldn't quang cockata, it is no way, boys up, me bido, actor copata. I know papa. You playing the nata. I big in what you know say if it's in what if an arubili in what if an arubili in what guys go chicks go. Oh, I gonna do it, gonna hang down, boss of the place. You know what's up. I can't remember now. Election. Exception. No, no, let's Beautiful songs out here. King of My Country by Sound Sultan featuring Wyclef Jean. Hey. Good afternoon, everybody. How are you? Oh yes, yes, yes. I was just dancing, and that last bit of song that couldn't finish, but eventually finished. Oh girl, you're my angel, you're my darling. Oh yeah, complete time, complete time. All right, Enugu, we're back out here, and of course, remember it's Throwback Thursday, where you get to hear all the most exciting jams from way back 2000s, early 2000s, late 90s, and of course, middle of 90s towards the early 90s as well. Beautiful, beautiful artist with numerous projects out during that era. But then we're talking about an era in the year 2026 where people are not appreciating the angels in their lives. Now, before we went on that very quick break, right? That's a very lovely throwback break. We're going to be transitioning from the first topic into the next one, which has to do with this guy, Fish Pie Seller, who says the gifts from Nons Mirage brought bad luck. What happened to people and appreciating the goodness other people do for them? Right? Um, you know, back before we left for the break, I said something about we made a guy whose only value to society was buy your fish pie right now. Fish pie, hot fish pie, hot fish pie. That is who we made popular. This is who our kids look up to. I don't have children yet, but your children look up to this person. I remember when this guy was quite popular, we had kids carrying frying pan on their heads with empty baskets and stuff like that, is going on streets shouting, buy your fresh meat pie. Even sellers, like bone sellers, puff sellers, started mimicking this guy. And like at that point, I wanted to cry for my nation, oh, but I said, no, this phase two will pass. Like everything they write in the Bible, they say bad days will pass, good days will come, the rainy days will come. That is how I believe that this fish pie guy zone will also pass. But I did not mean it will pass in the sense that he will now come on a podcast and call out the same Nigerians that helped him get to this level. Now, I understand that people, you don't know will come into your life and want to help you, but then you need to kickstart that appreciation side of you. Bad things will always happen. Maybe the money they gave you, you mismanaged it, squandered it, went to the club, a new lifestyle was presented to you, didn't know what to do with it, and you decided to go all in and lavish. And now the ego agola, you're saying that the people who helped you try to use your destiny. Fish pie guy, which way? Anyways, a fish pie seller who once received gifts and support from Nons Mirage has come out to say something shocking, that the blessings she received came with bad luck. Okay. Now let's rewind a bit, right? For those who don't know about this fish guy, and maybe it sounds very strange that I was mimicking that voice, all right? Nance Mirage, who's known for her generosity and online giveaways, had helped this seller, boosting his visibility, supporting his hustle, and changing his life overnight. Everything looked like a success story. But now the same person is claiming that after the help, things started going wrong. Business declined, personal struggles increased, and he believes the blessing came with negative consequences. Your life spoiled before. I want us to understand how this fish guy's life went, right? I'm not going to say his life spoiled because, he was doing an honest work. He was doing something he felt good about. He was helping the hungry masses to attain satisfaction through his little ways of giving back to society, that is selling fish pie, right? Now, he's seen on the streets of Lagos, Nigeria, as somebody who has potential. When your helper, they say that, I've learned this thing. They said that when your helper is about to, bless you, he does not look at how your past was. He's looking at your present, right? Now, your present was you're a fish seller, and the way you were marketing your fish selling products really enticed a lot of Nigerians. It warmed their hearts up to know that this guy could be creative. When others are running after cars, like the gala sellers, you decided to stand one place with no microphone, with no megaphone, and say at the top of your voice, "Fish pie, buy your hot fish pie." Now imagine being in traffic and hearing that sort of marketing strategy. Me self will be obliged to buy. Yes, let's not lie, right? That was brilliant. That strategy was brilliant. Nance Mirage was probably in traffic, saw this guy and said, "You know what? This guy, I'm about to change your life." And I understand that some people who are changing your life sometimes have their hands in more things that you can even say, right? Sometimes the things they are in heavies your mouth so much that you can't even say it out, right? But then, when genuine help comes to you and happens to you, please welcome it. I'm saying this thing because it was quite disheartening. I know what it feels like helping somebody, and then they turn around in some sense and say that you never did anything for them, they've always stuck it out by themselves, that their lives were far better from where you got them from. That is how ungrateful some people are. Some people. That does not mean you, as a good-hearted person in Nigerian society today, where a lot of good people are going extinct, does not mean that you will now stop helping. Please continue to help. There are a lot of appreciative people in this country that would appreciate that help. And please, can we stop making people who have zero to no value, as as fish pie, chanting up and down popular? Look at our TikTok, what is happening. TikTok used to be a place where people can go and learn. Now, all we see is this fish guy's past videos popping up on our timeline. And we're asking of what benefits is this guy to our society? Is he teaching our children how to go and market things in traffic? Or is he teaching us how to, at the top of our voices, market our strategy or market ourselves brilliantly? Because I could choose to come out here one day on Volt Express and say, "This is Hot Volt Express. This is where we get the hot gist. Tune in, tune in." You see how shambolic that sounds, right? Now, imagine you listening to that person behind your phone. Your intelligence, you know good if you see they reduce. Let's be quite honest, right? This is what happens when you promote a society that does not appreciate the little things people do for you. This guy was somebody who we didn't even know existed. And that's the beautiful thing about fame and, grace. They say you're working hard does not mean you will eventually blow. In everything you're doing, pray for grace. Pray for grace. Because if you acquire grace, everything moves silently in your life. Now, this fish pie guy, we're going to be breaking it down carefully today because this thing really pained me. On behalf of the Nigerians who helped this guy's life, this touches on something very sensitive in our society. The belief that not all help is pure. The idea that sudden blessings may come with spiritual cost. In many African cultures, there's a long-standing belief in spiritual exchanges. Village people narrative, suspicion of sudden success. So when something good happens quickly and then things go bad, people begin to connect dots that may or may not exist. Now, this man has a lot of people speculating that maybe Nance Mirage used his destiny. Which destiny is she going to use? The destiny of a fish pie seller? Come on now, let's be realistic in Nigeria here, right? This is a lady who goes around in different organizations, foundations. I'm not saying she has the best character. She might not be the best moral compass for the younger generation, but let's not take away the help she has provided to society. Her philanthropic work has gone on for so many years in the female sector unmatched. Before Nurse Mirage emerged as a philanthropist, how many Nigerian women were going out there giving to society? Not so many of them. We have a handful of names we could name, aside from Mrs. Alakija, who occasionally gives back to the poor. How many of them out there really go out and finds time to understand what the masses are going through and gives back? Now, this fish guy jams that kind of opportunity, meets up with Nonce Mirage. Now, there's a whole speculation that Nonce Mirage was in the wrong to help this guy. Nonce Mirage used this guy's destiny. Nonce Mirage is not a good person. Nonce Mirage should have left him drown in his misery. Then we're forgetting that the person saying all these things too has a role to play. There's a simple role of gratitude that must always take place in a man's life. Because now this guy has shown us that he's not only ungrateful, he also has a loud mouth. For you to call out your helpers, wetin happen to their pages? I mean, for a person will help you, it should give you a certain level of access. If you had sense, right? You could have at least DM this person. Now that mobile phones are everywhere. Hello, Nurse Mirage. I seem to be facing difficulties. I beg, sis, we go fit talk. It's not to come and help you again, no. At least we go fit talk so that you can share ideas with that person that helped you. And you can see that you self, you are using your brain to think. You are thinking, okay, solution. Now, Uwa Salam, let me get back on my feet. Hey, if this person could help me once, maybe, just maybe, this person might be open to help me again. But no, Baba does not think like that. Tiki taka, running helter skelter, straight to podcast. And that's the problem we have. Podcasts now are entertaining a lot of people that are ungrateful. That is how some lady went on a podcast some days ago to say that her husband refused to buy her wig and some accessories. And she's been asking for it for nearly a month because her friend's husband decided to spend money on her in Dubai, bought her new iPhone 17 Pro, came back to Nigeria, launched a new Range Rover SUV for her. And on her part, the husband refused to do none of that. And she knows that this husband she was with was not earning at the level of her friend's husband. Which way? Now, this woman goes on the podcast to also mention the things her husband has not done or has done in her own relationship. Now, the husband divorced her and he blamed the podcast for airing that edition. How? It's the same thing we're looking at with this fish guy. Another human being with unappreciative manner flowing through his veins. Now, the reality check about this is we're going to be balancing this conversation real quick. Is it spiritual belief, psychological pressure after sudden fame, or poor business management, or just coincidence that will make a man come out and lambast people who helped him? This is a slap on all Nigerians who helped this guy. It's not just Nonce Mirage. Because trust me, how this thing works is that Nigerians reach out to certain influencers when they see that they've reached out to somebody who seems like they really need help, and they contribute in large numbers. You know, it's like a silent form of GoFundMe without actually saying go and fund me, right? Now, Nigerians come together and say, okay, Nonce Mirage, this guy, come and buy my meat pie, come and buy my meat pie. What is his deal? She now explains the situation that he's a street hawker, that she felt touched by his struggle. His strategy sounded sound for him to use his voice, amplify his business. That is a wonderful strategy out there. At least he's putting himself out, right? Now they turn you into an overnight success. Not because you were the most philanthropic fish seller out there, but because they saw something in you no other seller at that time had. Because if not like that, all the sellers in Nigeria, gala sellers, cucumber sellers, granite sellers, they for don't blow finish. They for don't blow finish. You know how many gala men don't chase me on my trip? Even the ones who don't chase me all the way from Delta Bridge down to almost Ori when I'm traveling. But still, you don't see them in the news because they did not shout, buy your special gala, sweet gala. You see? Now, this guy's strategy sounded very good. They promoted this guy and he comes around to say, you know what? This lady who helped me with the numerous people who have helped me as well. Look, the help you helped me is no longer helping. I'm now in the worst state and condition I was not even in before you even came into my life. And you're telling me that this person, this fish pie seller, my honeme. You know, sometimes, yeah, we cannot always blame village people, though. You know why I say we cannot always blame village people? Sometimes village people don't even know what is happening in our lives. They only know what we allow them to know. And it might seem far-fetched because you feel that village people have time to be monitoring you. Truth is, they don't. At least my village people in the Anambra, we don't have that time. We're too focused on business. On nature, how much millions to make in my business? And nature, he my cousin in a village. My cousin does not want to Bauru. I cannot stop it. But then we cannot keep on saying that our uncles are this, our uncles are that, our aunties are that, our aunties are that, when us ourselves are not even trying. Now imagine how the people Fish Pie has encouraged in the past few months would feel. Imagine the amount of people who he has endeavored to make like him. It's not easy to make Nigerians like you. Let me just make it very clear. So if Nigerians come out in full support to bless you, please do not bite the fingers that blessed you. Because you might never know who you're provoking. Now, if the entire Nigerian body who decided to help this guy's life say, okay, bro, since you are not happy with what has been done for you, I refund us. How will this guy pay back? Now, I saw in that podcast where he was talking about he's thinking about relocating back to his village, that the life Nonce Mirage gave him is no longer working. Bruh, you mismanaged that opportunity and it has gone. Then not only you mismanaging that opportunity, you decided to escalate it and amplify it by going on a podcast to call out the same lady who saw you and said, Chai, Nwamo, it allowed for all your life. Come, let me brush you up. It don't make no sense. It don't make no sense. And because sometimes also, sudden exposure without preparation can also destroy a business. You go from selling to 20 customers. All of a sudden, you're handling 200 customers. You're getting orders from everywhere. People are calling your phone day by day saying, hey, Fish Pie guy, we saw that Nonce Mirage helped you. You know what? I think you can give us at least 200 fish pies for a birthday or a party or a corporate meeting. You know how doors just open for people without even knowing. Now, this guy has closed that door. Tomorrow now, when we see this guy on the streets of wherever in Nigeria, maybe with basket on his head and his clothes all torn, they'll say, hey, Nigerians have forgotten their own. But would we recall that this same guy went on a podcast to call out the same people who helped him attain success? We are very fond to say 5-minute success, but success is success. If you blow it and the success passes you by, it is your own 5 minutes of success gone. Don't blame anybody for it. It's like me coming up here to Volt Express every day and I open my mouth and no sense is coming out. Do you think I'll have callers? You think the beautiful people of MNA or in the new markets will call me to tell me to play their music? Nobody. Or you think Cecilia will be sending me wonderful messages all every single time on YouTube to let me know how much I'm trying? I mean, this fish guy needs to be called to order. We need to start promoting people that have sense. So what happened to giving people like Innocent a platform to speak about technology advancement? Why is it always the ones with 1% in their brain we're always giving a platform to? You come, you tell us the things that your ancestors did not do to you. For us to do Guinea, do you know the one my ancestors, anyway, my ancestors did not do anything to me. But do you know the ones other Nigerian ancestors have done to them? Come on now. All right. Now, the big question is, should people be careful about accepting help? Or should we stop attaching negativity to every good thing? Because if we start fearing help, then growth itself becomes suspicious. So I want to hear your voices in the Enugu. Am I in the wrong for saying that this guy was unappreciative? Or you saw that podcast, or I believe that most of us saw it. What were your thoughts? The numbers to dial out here are 0706 048 5853 Or you can call in on 0915-570-8347. All the beautiful faces around Volt Express at this time, welcome, welcome, welcome. Especially you new listeners joining us. You are highly, highly recognized at this point. We'll be taking more calls right here on Volt Express. Let's go. Hello, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Please, can you turn down your radio? Hello? Hello, my dear. Can you hear me? All right. What's your name and where you calling from? Tone down your radio so I can hear you clearly, okay? Somtochukwu, where are you calling from today? All right. Well represented by Somtochukwu Ndugwaji. Welcome to the show. All right, let's go right into it, my dear. The question I asked here was, can you hear me? Should people be careful about accepting help, or should we stop attaching negativity to every good thing? Remember, we've already discussed 3 topics already, yeah? Or 2 topics already. So you would have to, backtrack and, of course, give answers to either 2 or 1 of them. Go ahead. Hello? All right. All right, Somtochukwu, our time is of the essence. And of course, we'll be taking more calls right here on Volt Express. Please pay attention to the topics so you can understand the angles we're coming from, okay? And of course, all your calls are very much welcome. The numbers to dial out here are 0706 048 5853. Or you can call in on 0915 570 8347. Please make sure to be audible, all right? I don't want to stress you, and I won't like to be stressed as well. Let's go right into it. Hello, good afternoon. Good afternoon. What's your name and where are you calling from? Is who? Augustine. All right, where are you calling from, Augustine? All right, Augustine calling from M&A at this time. Let's dive right into the show, okay? All right, go ahead. Sorry? Did you understand the topic we're discussing today? All right, then go ahead. Let me know what your opinions are on this topic. Oh, Augustine, you might need to have lunch or breakfast, okay? I think you need something to refresh you a bit, okay? So that you can talk to me stronger and, of course, you can pay attention to the topics at hand, all right? We'll be taking more calls right here on Volt Express, but just before we do that, we'll be going right into the dance floor with Cheap Thrills by Sia coming up right now. Let's go right into it. And when we come back, we'll be answering more calls right here regarding the topics at hand. Let's go. I got you, baby. Oh, Sissy, I'm just seeing your comments. Oh, you say the sweetest things, and of course the most apt things that make me smile. And yes, we should not stop doing good because it pays to be kind. Really, it does. It does pay to be kind. And of course, they will block help that other hustlers would have gotten, selfishness plus wickedness. I think it's just a pure case of ignorance. Because if this guy was using his number six, he would have known that you don't just go out of your way to call out people that have helped you. Because if you're calling out Nance Mirage, you're also calling out the numerous Nigerians who contributed millions to make your life what it is at this time. So it's an insult on everybody. It's not just Nance Mirage, and he doesn't realize it. I just hope that somebody around him who is wiser can talk sense into him. If not, he would have already ruined the reputation he's building, ruined the trust he's building, and as well ruined the accountability that he's built around his brand. I mean, I'm trying to see the brand, though. I don't know if it's the fish pie brand. But like I said, he's blown that into proportion, and we're hoping that Nance Mirage doesn't just take this up and, sue him. Because left to me, Nigerians can be mean. Somebody out of nowhere can decide that, okay, yes, I follow for people who help your life. I want a refund. Since you feel like the help that was given to you, your life spoiled because of Amabi, go back to selling fish on the road. I mean, go back to selling fish roll on the road. So we're just hoping that people learn to appreciate more, because it's very important that people learn to appreciate more. No matter how small of a gesture is being done for you, at least appreciate it. Show a sign of gratitude. That's why we're human beings. Say thank you. It's not hard. I've not seen a podcast that has promoted a appreciative person. I'm not sure I've witnessed a podcast that has said, hey, you know what, they're bringing somebody who is thankful. It's always somebody who has a lot of grievance with somebody. It's crazy. It's crazy, but it's the society we live in. Propaganda must always sell and agenda must agent. All right, we're going right back into it after the beautiful song Cheap Thrills. All right, you ready? Join me. Let's go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back from that amazing song. And, well. The fish guy wasn't the only one that loved cheap thrills, right? Going on a podcast and calling out your helpers. That's what I term cheap thrills. Sia also loved that one. And of course, I see the rest of Enugu enjoyed that beautiful song. We love Sia, don't we? All right. And yeah, so the Oscars just completed some days ago. And guess what, guys? Jordan, what's his name? Michael B. Jordan. Hey, how I go forget my own favorite actor? Yeah, so Michael B. Jordan walks away with a Grammy win, not just a nomination. Make some noise. Yes, I see all the happy faces. For the movie Sinner. Yes, this guy, finally deserving. And well, another main actor a lot of people are looking to go home with a Oscar at some point, and hopefully a nomination that speaks for his contributions in Hollywood and, of course, entertainment across the world, is Keanu Reeves. And for those who don't know Keanu Reeves, he played the role of John Wick. John Wick, which is a franchise that has gone on to sell millions of copies worldwide, grossed over $800 million and the US box office, and continues to do crazy numbers across the world. And well, that is leading us to our next topic of an artist who is using his empathy right and correctly. I'm talking about Mr. Real this time around, who pauses his music release amid Nigeria's violence wave, right? Well, this one hits differently. Popular street hop artist, Mr. Real. Yes, you know that guy now, Mr. Real. Bam, na him be that. Na him jams that kept us going in clubs. Yes, people we don't spoil like me. No, I never spoil. Oh, please, my aunties are hearing me. I never spoil. But you understand now, for all the party scenarios we used to have, outdoor events, make we call them outdoor events. Yes. So yes, Mr. Real was one of those artists, and is still one of those artists who has graced our screens with numerous visuals. He has also been involved with a lot of projects with Slim Case. He's done projects with Vector, the Viper. He's very strong friends with a lot of industry cats. Wizkid, Olamide, YBNL crew talking about Ashake, and of course, numerous Fireboy entourage, and not just the Fireboy entourage, Bad Boy, OML, he's good friends with Mr. Real. And why this is important is because of the rising wave of violence and insecurity in Nigeria. Think about that. An artist whose job is to entertain, to make people dance, to create vibes, is saying, right now, it doesn't feel right to drop music. And that speaks volume. This guy is moving like an international artist already. I mean, this is what people in correct societies, first worlds, do. People like Chris Brown, Nicki Minaj, Cardi B, Offset, John Legend, Lionel Richie, Usher. Who else is up there? Justin Bieber. This is what they do when the world is scorching, right? Not in the middle of crisis while hearing nakupenda, your body make me surrender. I mean, come on now, let's be real out here. I mean, yes, there's a season to dance and groove, but then we must also commend the initiative Mr. Real has taken to put his music drop on hold. Not a lot of artists can do it. Not a lot of artists are considerate, right? A lot of artists don't even believe that they are Nigerians in the first place, right? They feel, Nigeria, they born. What's going to happen? Let us still be giving them Bedu back to back. I mean, kese. Everywhere you want to go, kese. You know? That's why you? It's just true. It's true. Come on. All right. So that speaks volumes on so many levels because Nigeria today is dealing with security challenges, economic hardship, social tension, and when the environment becomes heavy, even entertainment begins to feel out of place. True. Because how you want make we vibe to Mr. Lege baby? Only your shape baby. When we just hear say things no dey right in Meduguri. Or we hear say things no dey right with Bono. Makes sense now. If all Nigerians are sharing this same empathetic view, right, I think the country will move closer to where it needs to be. At least from a third world country to a second world country, and then a first world country. Nigeria is not just built on infrastructure. We need to start coming together as a collective society to have empathy. Now, what's in they make us human beings, we're not terminators. All right. And as well, when entertainment becomes heavy, even entertainment begins to feel out of place. I said that already. Because how do you drop a party song when people are dealing with real life pain? Madi Iribe Indomie for nearly 6 months. Or noodles, right? Not to call any name. And then you remember, for some reason, that your favorite artist dropped a song. Which strength do you want to use to dance to that music? Like me now that has not had opera since yesterday. Which strength I want to use dance to? Uzo. Why use? No, we need to start understanding these things, all right? And as well, art versus reality comes into question. This raises an important conversation. Should artists continue to entertain during tough times, or should they reflect the mood of the nation? Because music as well is impactful and powerful. We've seen what Burna Boy does with his music that shapes the narratives of thousands and millions of Nigerians. Upcoming, young coming, even the ones when they never born. They feel the impact already. And that's what it should be. When things don't move right in the country, I'm not saying everything should be at pause, but as a society, we should be able to at least look and see how we can contribute. Like artists, if you see say things they go right in the country, at least pause that project. Let us settle things. Or at least use your platform to speak out. Like what Davido does. Like what Burna Boy does. He has been doing it of recent. Like what a lot of people do. Flavor Nabanya, Fino, you could talk about Jarek, you could talk about what, at least me self I did try. Yes, I speak. These are things that matter in our society. Knowing when to drop your projects, knowing when the country is ready to absorb your art. Beautiful, beautiful timing. And of course, our thoughts and prayers are with Mr. Real for this decision. It must have not been easy because then a lot of people are dependent on the rollout of that music, not just fans, his team, his label, the management, the entire entourage wondering why are you not dropping this music? And then he gives them a reason that hey, Nigeria, they hot. Oh. I don't think his wife is dropping this music now. Now you can imagine the amount of angry faces in that entourage. Aside the ones that are reasonable, oh, because it's not everybody that will agree with your position, right? So big shout out to Mr. Real for that decision. Did not come easy, I can tell, but of course it's been a strong stance he's taking. And of course, DJ Dipson, my favorite guy, is about to blow us away with magical sounds from the other side. Of course, on this Throwback Thursday, it's about to go all the way down on the groove dance floor. This is what Volt Express is about, not just vibes, but real conversations. Not just entertainment, but understanding life as it is. Yes, and I know be preacher. I remain your one and only OGO, your pilot one of Volt Express. Stay locked in because after this break, we're bringing more energy, more music, and more throwback feelings right here. DJ Dipson, you already know the goals. Let's go right into it with DJ Dipson blowing us away. It go be. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Thank you, Cecilia. Blow your hugs and kisses. Thank you so much for chilling with me out of your busy schedule. I do not take it lightly at all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Super grateful that you could join me and the numerous people who are joining me for the first time as well and watching. Thank you so much. I'll see you on the next one. It go be.